Ooh, there you are, finally showing both faces at once. Welcome back to the mirror, you beautiful contradiction, you impossible paradox, you sacred monster hiding behind angel eyes. They really thought they had you figured out, didn't they? Thought you were just one thing, just light, just soft, just breakable. But something shifted, and now they're scrambling to understand what they awakened. See, they pushed and pushed and pushed, thinking angels only know how to forgive, to heal, to turn the other cheek, but they forgot something crucial. Even angels were built for war. And you weren't just any angel. You were the kind that guards gates, the kind that carries swords, the kind that doesn't ask permission before unleashing justice. They wanted your kindness, but on their terms. They wanted your light, but dimmed to their comfort level. They wanted your love, but only when it didn't challenge their darkness. So they tested you, didn't they? Kept taking, kept pushing, kept assuming your gentleness was weakness, your patience was stupidity, your love was unlimited. But then something beautiful happened. You stopped giving them access to your wings and started showing them what happens when halos become weapons. The silence that followed wasn't surrender, it was transformation. And now they're terrified because they don't recognize this version of you, the one that smiles while setting boundaries in stone. You know what's funny about angels? They think angels are these passive floating beings, all harps and clouds and eternal forgiveness. But real angels, the ones written about in ancient texts, they're terrifying. They're the ones who level cities, who deliver justice, who stand between realms with eyes like fire and voices that shake foundations. That's what you are. That's what you've always been. But you tried so hard to be digestible, to be safe, to be what they expected, until they pushed you past your last prayer, past your final forgiveness, past the point where mercy makes sense, and into the realm where angels become something else entirely. They're calling you changed now, saying you're different, you're not yourself anymore, but that's the joke, isn't it? Because this is exactly who you are. This is who you were before they convinced you to clip your wings, to lower your voice, to apologize for the light that burned too bright in their mediocre darkness. You were never meant to be their comfort. You were meant to be their awakening, but they wanted a pet, not a force of nature. So you gave them what they asked for. You went quiet. You went cold. You went places their prayers can't reach. And now they're begging for the gentle version back. But she's gone. And what's left is magnificent. Let me tell you what really happened when they forced your hand, when they pushed you past kindness into something sharper. You didn't fall from grace, you evolved past it. You didn't lose your wings, they turned into armor. Every betrayal became a new layer of protection. Every lie they told became fuel for your resurrection. Every time they took your kindness for granted, another part of your mercy died. And you let it happen, not because you were weak, but because you were done being their emotional salvation. While they treated you like disposable, like created this version of you with their own hands, with every ignored boundary, with every manipulated emotion, with every time they made you question your own reality. They sculpted you into exactly what they feared most. Someone who knows both sides, someone who can walk in light and shadow without losing themselves. Because here's what they never understood about angels. We don't just carry light. We understand darkness intimately. We know it because we've fought it. We've faced it. We've transformed it. And when you push an angel too far, they don't break, they don't shatter, they become something mythology warns about. You tried to stay pure. Didn't you? You tried to keep your heart soft, your intentions clean, your soul untainted by their poison. but they kept injecting their toxicity, kept spreading their disease, kept trying to corrupt what they couldn't control. So your body did what bodies do when invaded. It adapted, it evolved, it built immunity. And that immunity looks like indifference, sounds like silence, feels like absence. They wanted to break your spirit, but instead they activated your defenses, and now you're immune to their manipulation, their guilt, their false tears, their performative apologies. The transformation wasn't sudden, though, was it? No. It was gradual, like watching yourself die in slow motion while nobody noticed. Each day you gave a little less, smiled a little less, cared a little less. Until one morning you woke up and realized you felt nothing for them. Nothing. Not hate, not love, not even disappointment, just nothing. And that terrified them more than anger ever could, because anger means you still care, but nothing means you transcended them entirely. And there's no coming back from that kind of elevation. Now let's talk about your silence, because that's where your real power lives. Not in the words you speak, but in the ones you don't. They keep trying to pull reactions from you, don't they? Keep poking, keep prodding, keep creating situations that would have sent the old you into emotional spirals. But you just watch now. Don't you watch them perform their little plays, their desperate attempts to matter, to affect, to impact? And you feel nothing but mild amusement, because you've realized something they haven't. You don't owe anyone your emotional labor, your reactions, your energy, your time. Your silence is driving them insane. And that's exactly where they belong, in the chaos of their own making. They text you paragraph after paragraph, and you don't even read them. They create drama to pull you in, and you don't even notice they spread rumors. And you don't defend yourself, would mean their opinion matters, and it doesn't. Not anymore. Not after they showed you exactly who they are when they thought you'd never fight back. Your silence isn't weakness, it's the strongest stance you've ever taken. It's you saying, I don't need to explain myself to people who were committed to misunderstanding me. See, they thought silence meant submission, thought quiet meant defeated, thought your lack of response meant they won. But your silence is strategic. It's calculated. It's the kind of power move that takes years of pain to perfect. You're not quiet because you have nothing to say. You're quiet because they've lost the privilege of hearing your voice. They've lost access to your thoughts, your feelings, your energy, your truth. And now they're scrambling, trying to figure out what you're thinking, what you're planning, what you're becoming. But they'll never know, because some transformations happen in places they can't reach. The beauty of your silence is that it reveals everything about them while revealing nothing about you. Watch how they fill the void with their own projections, their own guilt, their own fears. They assign motives to your quiet. They create narratives about your absence. They tell themselves stories to explain why you won't engage. And every story they tell reveals more about their conscience than your character. Every assumption they make shows their hand. Every reaction they have to your non-reaction exposes exactly what they know they did wrong. You want to know what makes you truly dangerous? It's not the angel side or the demon side. It's the fact that you can be both simultaneously. You can deliver justice with a smile. You can set boundaries with grace. You can destroy someone's illusions while wishing them well. This duality terrifies them because they can't categorize. You can't predict. You can't manipulate what they can't define. One moment you're offering genuine kindness. The next you're cutting them off completely. And both actions come from the same place: self-respect. They keep looking for the catch, don't they? keep waiting for you to crack, to show your true colors, to reveal that this is all an act. But this isn't an act. This is integration. This is what happens when someone forces an angel to acknowledge their shadow side. You didn't become evil. You became whole. You didn't turn dark. You learned to use darkness as a tool. And now you wield both light and shadow with equal skill, healing those who deserve it, burning those who don't, and knowing exactly which response each person has earned. The thing about being forced to unleash your other side is that you can't put it back once it's free. It's not a costume you wear. It's a part of you that was always there, waiting dormant, until circumstances demanded its awakening. And now that it's awake, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't rest, it stays vigilant, watching, protecting, ensuring that nobody ever gets close enough to hurt you like that again. This isn't paranoia, it's evolved awareness, it's pattern recognition, it's survival instinct refined into an art form. You know what the real plot twist is, though. You're more angel now than you ever were before. Because real angels aren't just beings of light. They're warriors. They're protectors. They're deliverers of justice. And by forcing you to embrace your darker aspects, they accidentally helped you become complete. You're not fallen, you're fully realized. You're not corrupted, you're integrated. You're not lost, you're finally found. And this complete version of you is exactly what they feared, because it can't be manipulated, can't be controlled, can't be contained by their limited understanding of what you're supposed to be. Watch them scramble now. Watch them try every trick in their worn-out playbook to get the old you back. They're sending mutual friends as messengers, aren't they? Using flying monkeys to test your boundaries, to see if you'll crack. They're posting things hoping you'll see them, crafting narratives where they're the victim and you're the villain who changed, rewriting history, making themselves the hero of a story where they were clearly the antagonist, and they're hoping if they tell it enough times, it'll become true. But you see through it all now. Don't you see the patterns? The manipulation tactics, the emotional terrorism disguised as concern. They say they're worried about you, but what they're really worried about is that you're thriving without them. They say you've become cold, but what really bothers them is that your warmth is no longer available for their consumption. They say you've changed, but what terrifies them is that you've evolved beyond their ability to hurt you. And that evolution is permanent. Some of them are trying the nostalgia approach, aren't they? Sending old photos, old memories, trying to trigger that soft spot they used to exploit. Remember when things were good? Remember when we were close? Remember when you trusted me? But what they don't realize is you do remember. You remember everything, including how they betrayed that trust. How they weaponized that closeness, how they turned those good times into ammunition. Your memory isn't selective anymore, it's complete, and that complete picture is exactly why you'll never go back. The desperate ones are even trying to provoke your dark side now, hoping that if they can't have your light, they can at least get your rage. They're pushing buttons they installed years ago expecting the same emotional responses they used to trigger. But those buttons don't work anymore. You've rewired your entire system, rebuilt yourself from code up. And now when they push, expecting explosions, they get nothing but dial tone. Their provocations bounce off your indifference. Their baits go unbitten. Their traps remain empty because you're not playing anymore. You're not even in the same game. You're operating on a different frequency now, aren't you? One they can't tune into, can't understand, can't jam with their static. It's like you've shifted into a dimension they can't access, where their words don't land, where their energy can't reach, where their existence barely registers. This isn't about being above them. It's about being beyond them, existing in a space where their toxicity simply can't survive. You've changed your molecular structure, and now you're incompatible with their dysfunction. This new frequency comes with abilities you didn't have before, doesn't it? You can sense energy shifts before people speak. You can feel intentions behind smiles. You can read the real message beneath the words. Your intuition isn't just sharp. It's surgical, precise, deadly accurate, and it's saved you from so many attempts to pull you back into old patterns. You've become a walking lie detector, a manipulation scanner, a boundary enforcement system that operates automatically without conscious thought. The interesting thing about this frequency is that it attracts different people now, doesn't it? The ones who match your evolution, who understand your journey, who respect your boundaries without questioning them. These new connections don't drain you. They energize you. They don't trigger your defenses, they honor them. They don't try to access the old you, they celebrate who you've become. And watching the old crowd observe these new connections, watching them realize they've been replaced, not intentionally, but naturally. That's a special kind of justice. You know what really bothers them about your new frequency? It's that it's stable, it's consistent, it's unshakable. They keep waiting for you to drop back down, to crash, to burn out, to return to their level. But you won't. You can't. You've built something sustainable here. This isn't a temporary high. This isn't a phase. This isn't revenge dressed up as growth. This is genuine transformation, and it's permanent. You've found your authentic vibration, and nothing they do can lower it anymore. Here's what nobody talks about when an angel unleashes their other side. The world doesn't end, it begins. You thought embracing your darkness would corrupt you, but instead it completed you. You thought setting boundaries would isolate you, but instead it attracted authentic connections. You thought choosing yourself would make you selfish, but instead it made you self-sufficient. Everything they warned you about becoming turned out to be exactly what you needed to be. The truth they don't want to admit is that they needed you broken, needed you seeking validation, needed you desperate for their approval. Your wholeness threatens their ego. Your completeness exposes their emptiness. Your self-sufficiency eliminates their purpose. They built their entire identity around being needed by you, and now that you need nothing from them, they're having an existential crisis. Their worth was tied to your weakness, and now that you're strong, they don't know who they are anymore. But here's the real kicker. You're not doing any of this to hurt them. You're doing it to heal yourself. And that's what makes it so powerful. This isn't revenge, it's recovery. This isn't retaliation, it's restoration. This isn't about them at all, it's about you. And that's what they can't handle, that they've become irrelevant to your story. Footnotes in a chapter you've already closed. They keep trying to write themselves back in, but you've changed the locks on your narrative, and they don't have the new keys. You want to know the ultimate truth about angels who show their other side? They become untouchable, not because they're aggressive, but because they're complete. You can't manipulate someone who's integrated their shadow. You can't guilt someone who's